All right, everyone. It's like 4 in the morning. It has been way too long since I did a video, but I've been trying to fix a lot. So, done a couple things. I fixed a landing hitch that was bugging me. I've changed up the dynamic forward tracing, or I should say, I've added dynamic forward tracing so your character does different things based on how fast you're traveling. And then I finally added motion warping. I realized I didn't do motion warping earlier, so that's to kind of fix that side to side. But let me get into the code, kind of show you what I did. Um, it's everywhere. Anyways, again, I'm not gonna go through all of the code just because that would be boring. You guys sitting here looking at code. Um, this is a section you got to add. So this is in the Lyra character. This will all be up on GitHub. But you actually have to add the motion warping class, just like we had the components, right? And then just like those, you got to add this down here. So in the Lyra character, I can't remember. There's like one or two other things, but you have to include it. I didn't have this. Again, be up on GitHub. For the dynamic uh, distance tracing, what I did was I kind of changed this up, right? So I've got the default trace at 200, got running trace at 350. It just, the whole idea is the tic tacs, when you're running towards them, and again, this, I didn't have the motion warping. They felt like they needed to jump sooner. So I've changed that. If you're too close, even if there is a wall to do the tic tac, you'll just do a normal one. But I've added a whole bunch of here. And I gotta go through. I don't know if I'm using all of these, to be honest. In the dynamic one, there's a function. I've added some helper functions. Ignore this stuff. But classify parkour, no. Get this trace distance. So this is the helper function that kind of helps determine how far you are, how fast you're going. The landing hitch that I mentioned. So if you look over here, I've got a anim notify for transition to walking, just like transition to falling. I think literally it's the exact same. It's just with the walking rather than the falling. The biggest change though, kind of took me a lot, was the side trace. So we'll go up to the side trace. Made some changes in there. Then I also did going down to it's a height trace, ground offset. So I've got this validate. I think I did that before. That's for that one. So the classify parkour. So I set there's a bool in here. I think that's what this bool was, right? So if we're doing tic tacs, and I gotta add the landing. I don't have that in there. So again, this isn't totally done. I've got probably 3 more videos on the parkour component that I'm gonna do before I switch into kind of the next phase of the game. I wanna try and at least get a playable demo out there, even if it's just multiplayer, which I know there's kickbacks to multiplayer, but I don't know, maybe even just do a couple missions here or there that you can do against AI would be fun. But where were we? So this is the helper function for the side tracing. Just kind of moves you to or away from the wall based on some distances. When we build a solution, we're checking to see if this bool, and then we're going to call that. So, and then we make some changes to here before we send it over to the ability. I don't know if I made any changes to the ability. I did. I added these. Ignore these. I just delete these, or you can delete these. These are logs that I was printing out because I realized I didn't have the motion warping. But anyways, so I think that's kind of it. One of the things to take note is I've been playing around with this, and I've been adding distance on these, or making these longer. I think it makes it a little bit smoother. It's not a ton. I'm gonna play around with the motion warping. I think I need to narrow down my distances a little bit on there just to make those look good. But I'm gonna be back, like I said, on the next one. I'm gonna be doing some wall runs. I am gonna be working on climbing, kind of grabbing onto edges and stuff like that. And then the final video hopefully is just kind of clean up and putting it all together. So tried to keep this one short. It's been too long since I've made a video. I had some other work stuff took me away, but I will definitely be back with some more videos soon. Like, subscribe, all of those things, and I will see you guys next time.